The failure rate for strategic plan failure is incredibly high. It's actually researched to be 80 to 85%. This is why so many leaders roll their eyes, sigh, and really stall even making the decision because so many people have had bad experiences with strategic planning. The good news here is that the failure rate and the causes for the failure rate have been heavily researched. The causes are very consistent. So we can look at the relatively simple causes. They are simple. They're very simple to understand. They are not easy to execute. So the first main cause for such a high rate of strategic plan failure in organizations would be the senior leadership teams simply taking on too much. First of all, when they get together to think more deeply and clearly about what they really want, there's a level of excitement. That excitement can also result in too many priorities being taken on. So the first objective is to prioritize very clearly and very carefully, because the fact is the strategic plan initiatives tend not to be the day-to-day work. We are considering work now that is outside of the day job. So if those objectives aren't really, really important, they're going to be put to the side in the face of the day-to-day heat, if you will. With regard to prioritization, there's not only when we're actually creating the plan, there are the business opportunities and the dynamics that develop over time. So we may feel very good about a tight strategic plan for a 2, 3, 4-year period of time and keep adding on. And if we're not aware of the degree to which we're adding on, suddenly we have an untenable situation where we're simply prioritizing too many objectives. The second key reason for strategic plan failure is a lack of a dashboard, a lack of an easy way to answer the question, where are we now relative to where we'd hoped to be? The dashboard is actually the result of a clear conversation about what are our success indicators? What really are our success indicators? We may know or have a sense of what we're shooting for and what good will look like, but unless or until we talk definitively about what we will measure, that will tell us when to celebrate and to tell us when we have a problem to resolve, it's going to be very difficult to be able to answer that question. The third consideration in strategic plan failure is the lack of specific action plans. Too often, leadership teams don't see their strategic initiatives through to project plans, and that's actually what we're doing. We're creating special projects that we need to put resources against, and we need to talk about, and we need to monitor. And unless we see those initiatives as project plans and get them all the way to that level, it's extremely difficult to implement. The fourth key consideration and reason for failure is a lack of accountability. And so this is clearly tied to a lack of project planning. If we don't have a project plan, we're not clear on our milestones, if we haven't answered who's doing what by when, we can't see the team being accountable and we can't hold individuals accountable because we don't really know what we're expecting, and we haven't organized ourselves around that monitoring. Senior leaders who achieve the 20% success rate understand where the finish line is for strategic planning. The finish line is not consensus around the strategic initiatives. It is the specific action plans and the monitoring process to bring it home.